Hi everyone, Monique here, Intuitive Soul Savant. I'm back, and I'm back with a part two. And I didn't think I was going to be making a part two, but I finished the part one of understanding and integrating Saturn's Capricorn. So I've got so much more information for you now. And my goal is, because I've studied astrology for 40 years, when I started studying astrology, the energies weren't on planet strong enough to support as many people as there are. So if anything, I was breaking through, because I had to find books from newsagents, the library, and that's where, and there wasn't very much literature written. So you guys are very, very lucky. And the idea is to try to move past the textbook theories of astrology and to integrate the energies intuitively, because we have the whole universe inside of us. We are made up of the whole solar system. We are not from this planet. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. So understanding and integrating Saturn's Capricorn, part two. So I hope you hang around. So we'll recap. And the main key word that when you think of Capricorn: responsibility, restriction, discipline. Those three keywords are the most keywords that people think of textbook-wise, okay? So we've talked about Saturn. We talked about Saturn being at the top of the zodiac wheel. Therefore, there's a certain responsibility at the top. So we understand that. So if any Capricorns come at you with that energy, there's a compassion there, an understanding. Don't take it personally, because they're driven by that energy. And as they get older, Capricorns, then the wisdom comes on board, and they're able to direct that energy responsibly for the better of humanity. Another thing I probably didn't speak too much about was the reverse aging of Capricorn, and I did mention it. And it reminded me yesterday, I took on a little side job because Capricorns work a lot, and we enjoy to work. We get satisfaction out of working, as long as it's not taken to the Virgo extreme of workaholism. All right, so yesterday I was reminded I have a little side job, and I've been doing it for a bit over a year in hospitality. And I didn't tell you guys this, but I'm actually finishing up of an evening very soon, because I'm going to be here with you guys every other day. So I've been doing that for 55 weeks straight without a week off. It's only 3 nights a week, but I'm working with a little Capricorn, and she's 16. And we have a Capricorn chef on the other side of the pass. Capricorn chef, Capricorn manager, Capricorn staff, a lot younger. And I observed that it reminded me of when I was young, because I started work the day after I finished school at 15, but I'd worked before that. But going into the adult arena, I started the day after school in hospitality. And because Capricorns are so competent, and we start as little old men and women with all of that heaviness and that experience on board, when we do enter the workforce, we do have the ability to lead, but we don't have the wisdom. We have the build, and you'll notice this in your Capricorn children, that they can lead. Their Capricorn is a cardinal sign, a leader, a starter, a manifester, makes things happen, creates from nothing into our material world, differently to Venus creations. So it's very frustrating for her, I could see, because she wanted to take the leadership over myself. and with the wisdom I have on board, I'm having to rein her back. And the frustration, because Capricorn does suffer with frustration when they're very young, because the ability is there, the knowledge is there, the desire to lead is there. However, the wisdom isn't there, and that can be very, very frustrating. School of hard knocks, it's very, very frustrating to step out 2 steps and be pushed back 1, to step out 2 steps and be pushed back 1. So I love this little girl I'm working with, and I really was reminded of myself in my teens, in my 20s, and now at my age, in my late 50s. That responsibility is given to me. I don't have to fight for it. I don't have to fight for the responsibility anymore. I don't have to use my power to tell everybody that I'm responsible and I should be leading here. So very frustrating for young Capricorns, because the ability is there. They're like little old men and women. And this is the reverse aging gift. As they get older, like I mentioned, it's lighter load. It's a lighter load. Atlas's earth ball falls off our back, and we're able to skip and sing into our golden years. Okay, when everybody else is retiring to pass over. And that's why Capricorns live longer. They live longer. They have the ability to live longer, unless they abuse their bodies, of course. I have met some Capricorns who died of probably alcoholism, you could call it, you know, and that's such a shame always too when addiction steps in. So another thing I want to talk about for us to understand Capricorn and, you know, the energies of Saturn, which is us, a part of us, is the foundations of the human body. So Capricorn rules the very core foundations of our bodies, okay? Now, we know who our true self is. We are on a search, a journey to connect with our true self and co-create our life together every moment of the day. And that's the journey that we're on, okay? So this body, which we leave here, we cannot take it with us. We pass over and leave this body here. And Saturn, Earth, boundaries, density on this planet, only an 8th density on Saturn. It rules the bones, the skeletal structure, keeping everything together, the joints. Now, the joints are important. Capricorns can have joint trouble. I have to have a hip operation, a new hip. I've got to get a new hip. I learned a long, long time ago from Louise Hay, the knees. Capricorn rules the knees. And throughout my life, on occasions, my knee would just sort of buckle out from under me. And I'll never forget what Louise Hay said about that, inflexible thinking. So the joints are flexibility, right? Saturn's not so flexible, not so flexible. Strong boundaries. They're not waves, they are rings. Okay? So the skeletal system, the joints and the flexibility. So if the Capricorn is thinking inflexibly, not being mutable, allowing, you know, because of the restriction that they've put upon themselves or others have put upon them, you know, we'll have trouble with our joints, the fluidity of our joints. And you don't have to be a Capricorn to have this, because I've had this awareness. And when people's little knees, oh, sore knee, this, I think, I observe, that's interesting, isn't it? And I observe what they're thinking and where their mindset is at that time. But with wisdom comes the ability to not say these things out to everybody unless they can be well received. So the teeth are also ruled by Saturn, Capricorn. Now I have my return of Saturn at the moment, and I've got $1,000 quoted for teeth work and maybe root canal and I go next week or the week after. So I knew, okay, Saturn's around town. Saturn is returning. Teeth. When Saturn was in Capricorn, I had to do work on my teeth. So the teeth. So if your teeth are playing up or they're needing care, we should care for our teeth, you know, hygienically, every 6 months, hygienically. But, you know, if there's other sort of work that's needing to be done, look where Saturn is in your chart. Have a look. I had braces. I had orthodontic operations from Macquarie Street Dentists here in down in Sydney. I spent a lot, my parents and I've spent a lot of money, and that started when I was 7 years of age. Saturn cycle, right? So Capricorns can have issues with their teeth, and I have, but I addressed those when I was young. I put braces on my teeth at 20, 21, and that was hard, because at that point, older people weren't wearing braces. You know, it was hard. That was nearly 40 years ago. So, yeah, the teeth, right? The skin. Virgo is accompanied with the skin as well, because with the skin, you know, Virgo rules the gut. So if the gut's not good, it'll come out in your skin, okay? But Capricorn Saturn rules the skin, because this keeps all our meat suit together, right? That's the boundary of us. This is where I finish and you start over there. And when we get enmeshed emotionally with our emotional body, that's when we're in trouble, when we don't have boundaries. And Capricorns are here to learn boundaries. We're all here to learn boundaries. So if you're struggling with boundaries, go and look into the Capricorn side of your chart. Okay, I'm going to go there towards the end. The knees, the spleen, okay, the tendons, the ligaments, everything that we need to keep ourselves moving. And if we've got issues there, then that's our disability, okay? But it's a physical disability, you know, we know that. So the authority I did sort of touch on with the younger Capricorns maturing, because that Capricorn at the top of the zodiac wheel is in authority, obviously. And as I said in the last video, that requires integrity. All right, to be in authority, you need integrity. Otherwise, you are corrupt. And the CEOs around us, as I mentioned, probably need to take a hat out of a wise Capricorn's hat. Take a feather out of their cap. Yeah. Yeah, so the authority with the youths, they don't get it yet until you're older, Capricorn, sorry to say, and it's very frustrating. So, you know, you'll learn, because people in authority will push you back, right? And until you're wise and it all works together, you'll step in there. You'll be given authority, probably too much authority, and you won't get paid for it, you know, but we're here to learn to be in authority, cardinal signs, to lead with integrity. So the whole journey, you know, is about learning to be wise in authority. Now, I've never married, okay, and I'm Capricorn. The reason for that is I have Venus and Mars in Aquarius in the 7th house, okay, and that's where Pluto's headed, is to my 7th house of relationships and partnerships. Okay, so that will be interesting, and I'll probably speak a lot about Pluto conjunct Venus, and then Pluto conjunct Mars, because that's what I'm going through, and that will help anybody else who's got the opposites and the squares to with a Venus or with a Mars. Okay, so marriage, all I would know is that Capricorn's very fussy. They're so fussy. I went on a dating app in COVID just because I was bored. I had COVID, that's right, and I jumped on a dating app. And they sent back and told me I was too fussy. I'd have to change my preferences. And oh, come on. How can you be too fussy? You know, no, but it's integrity, see? It's the integrity in marriage. I would find it very hard to be with, I did find it very hard to be with the love of my first love, who was a Sag. And I found it very hard to be with him because he had light fingers, you know. He enjoyed being a Sag, thieving, you know. We were only young, but that really, I couldn't live with that. That's a deal breaker. If there's not integrity in the relationship, then forget it. And we would be there for life. We're not Librans. We're not here learning about romantic relationships and what have you. We've been through there, that energy. Yeah, just rock solid, you know. And in the literature and the textbooks that I've read, you know, if there's, and this is going back 40 years it was written, you know, when men were more so in power and the equality was a little different, they'd say, oh, every what's the word I'm looking for? Every successful Capricorn man, any successful man having a Capricorn woman in the corner wielding the power helps that husband, you know. So that's interesting. And if you look at the royals, the English royals, Kate is a Capricorn. Yes. And she'll be the Queen Consort one day, and she's a Capricorn, and very stoic, can't you tell? And the body of the Capricorn is supposed to be, because of Saturn, the restriction, a true Capricorn is very lean. A true Capricorn. See, we've got our rising signs, we've got our moon signs. Depending on your moon sign, the moon loves to eat and emotionally eat. So a Capricorn with a Libra moon, Taurus moon, you know, they could have a bit of issue with the weight. My issue's been with addiction with weight. But as I've gotten wisdom and done the shadow work and what have you, the cravings for food aren't there anymore. Interesting. So that was marriage. So at work, I did discuss that. We're career people, we're moving up the mountain. And it's not about, look at me, it's that drive. There's a drive that is an energetical drive that Capricorns have to deal with that keeps pushing them forward. There's, you know, retiring is just not an option, because even if they did retire, they'd probably go in and do help people and do charity work, or be on the board of the hospital, you know, something to help others. So, you know, we pretty much know they're right into work, Capricorns, okay? And the only thing they've got to watch is stepping into workaholism, okay? We all need a balanced life, and that's a good life, is a balanced life. Now, this is something else I want to look at, the shyness, okay? Because the textbooks say Capricorns are shy. Well, why would they be shy? Well, that boundary, those rings, it's like there's an energy force around us. We're awkward, we're uncomfortable, we rule the bones crack. You know, as we're like little old men and women when we're young, so we get up slowly and we could be a bit stiff, you know. That's the true Capricorn body shape, okay? But of course, just general. So I want to talk about the goatfish, okay? So the ancients looked up at the sky and saw Capricornus, and that was the star system. It's triangular, and from that they got a goatfish, okay? And they call it Capricornus. Now, back then, the god Pan was running the show, and he was half goat, half fish, all right? Now, I'm not going to go down that. So let's look at it as Capricorn navigating the material world, and as they loosen up and thaw out with age, they can navigate the emotional realms, all right? Because remember we said that a Capricorn can come off emotionally cold. And so can Aquarius, right? And Saturn's in that party with both Capricorn and Aquarius, all right? So it's that boundary, and it's the energy of the gas, the ice, and the coldness, which Saturn is. But let's remember that ice is just another form of water. Okay, water, ice, same. So there's that water, right? And I know as a Capricorn, when I was in my younger days, 20s or whatever, I dated lots of Pisces. Well, I've sat in Pisces, right? But I remember they could melt my ice. Just being around them could melt my ice. Just that sensitivity, that softness, you know, the Pisces carries. Yeah, so the goat, fish, the goat and the fish, you know. But in saying that, Capricorn struggle with Pisces relationships, and even though they love them dearly, Pisces aren't as motivated as goats. So a younger Capricorn with a Pisces, that's frustrating. But with wisdom and knowledge and integrating the energies of Pisces, Neptune, trying to kind of understand Neptune, because that's a tricky one. The Neptune, it's illusionary, it's ethereal. So coming to understand that Neptune energy, you know, with wisdom, Capricorns would be very, very good with Pisces. They're so creative too, you know. Yeah, so another thing, there's a sense of humour that Capricorns have. It's very dry. They are damn hilarious. They really, really are. Capricorns are so funny. And a Capricorn and a Capricorn together, we get each other's jokes, and they're very dry because Capricorns have observance of what's going on out there, you know. Okay, so I think that's just about it. But now I want to go through, I just want to add about the shyness. Now, there probably will be a video 3 if I'm inspired, or if there's any questions about Capricorn and Saturn. You know, of course, I'm talking about the sign that I have the sun in, Capricorn. So, you know, I've worked a lot to understand myself. So as far as shyness goes, so being a Capricorn, you've got your rising sign, all right? So we've said Capricorns are quite stoic, all right? If you've got a Gemini rising sign, then that would temper the monkey mind of the Gemini, all right? And it would also ground the Gemini energy as well. So a Capricorn with Gemini rising, a little more grounded, temper that monkey mind, and may not be as sociable as Gemini normally is, because we say the Saturn's reserved. They only have a few friends that you can count on one hand. They need to take time out from crowds to recharge their energy again. Now with a Leo rising, hello, you can tell I don't look typically like a Capricorn, you know, like the big hair with the Leo rising, and I've been on stage since I was 6. So, you know, that Leo, yeah, the Leo's very much brings the Capricorn out to shine. However, I have moments, I don't like the big noting. I really don't. I can't market myself online. I just can't do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that Leo. Yay, look at me. It makes me very uncomfortable. Okay, I'll do the job, but inside ego-wise, I don't have that ego, that Leo ego, and I can say sorry, you know, if I'm wrong. So the pride isn't so strong. Yeah, but I'm going to make another video about the ascendants and the yeah, okay, we'll get to that. All right, sorry. So a Virgo rising. Okay, well, you've got your 2 Earth here. Could very much lean into workaholism, a Capricorn with a Virgo rising. What an amazing astrology chart to have a Capricorn with a Virgo rising. I mean, I have the sun in the 6th house, so I sort of get some understanding about that. I'm here for service, having Capricorn sun in the 6th house. But you know, you could have that sun in any house, and with a Virgo rising, that would be great. Very smart, and the organization that person would have, and the meticulousness. Okay, a Libra rising. Well, with a Libra rising, they are looking for relationships. You know, so they would, a Capricorn with a Libra rising would be one of those people that may strive for a coupled relationship. They'd be great delegators. You know, Capricorn, the leader, cardinal, Libra, cardinal, great delegators, Libras are. So you would have that person as the CEO, you know, because the justice of Libra, the fairness of Libra, And oh yeah, that's a nice thing. But I would say quite shy, because they'd be getting on with it. They'd be definitely getting on with it. Not shy. So Gemini, not shy. Leo rising, not shy. Virgo rising, not shy. Libra rising, not shy, because they have to go out and meet relationships. So you can't be shy. Virgo has to serve, so they've got to get out there as well. That would break that shyness of the Capricorn. Leo's here to shine, so there you go. So the Sag rising. Well, Sag likes to travel. So they've got, and likes to go to uni and study and all that sort of thing, and higher knowledge. So with a Capricorn, with a Sag rising, you know, that they wouldn't want to travel, and they wouldn't be shy about that. They'd be loving the travel and the study and the architecture that they would see when they travel, because Capricorns do like architecture. We like all stuff old, you know, traditional. Aquarius rising wouldn't be shy, because they're here to be individual. They want to stand out. Okay, so we're going to get right into Aquarian energies, no doubt, over the next 20 years. So the shy, stoic Capricorns, their risings would be Aries. And I say that because they would, a Capricorn with an Aries rising, Mars is exalted in Capricorn. Oh, they'd be so serious. Do you know what I mean? They'd be getting on with the job, pioneering, creating, you know, great combination, that one. A shy Capricorn with a Taurus rising, yes, they'd be busy too. They're not out there to show off or anything, Taurus. They're not big noters. They'd be more, this is a real, all about the money. Capricorn with a Taurus rising, all about the money, all about the security, all about what finance can give. You know, but they would be good workers to have on board, very good workers, hard workers, consistent workers. A Cancer rising, Capricorn with Cancer rising, well, there you've got your polarity, haven't you? The Cancers aren't really showy people, you know. There'd be a lot of balance there, and family would be important to the Cancer, you know. So they'd be busy. The Capricorn with the Cancer rising would be so busy with the family, you know. So they wouldn't be shy. They're just doing the family. Okay. Scorpio rising, or the containment and the power. Capricorn with Scorpio rising, you know, that power. And that Scorpio rising would hold a lot of the rigidness of the Capricorn. And Capricorn, double Capricorn, of course, Capricorn, and a Capricorn Pisces. There you would find a more emotional Capricorn. A Capricorn with a Pisces rising. They'd be maybe shy. They'd be shy. Capricorn shy. I've just said those shy ones anyway. Last but not least, oh, something else interesting. Saturn rules the number 8. Saturn is the 6th planet from the sun. Interestingly, with numerology, because of the restrictedness and the karma of the Capricorn, the best number for a Capricorn and Saturn ruled people is 6, Venus's number. So that's interesting, those two numbers popping up together. 6 is very virtuous, I can't even say the word, fruitful for anyone who's a 8, 17, 26 numbers in their birth chart. So last but not least, the orb for Saturn is a 5-degree orb, okay? But I think with you guys, my subscribers, we're pretty sensitive to the energies that are moving through, okay? And I'm doing a 3-degree orb about Pluto. So that's the next video after these two. So tune in. The karma. I want to talk about the karma of Capricorn. Now, they say, oh, Pluto's karma and that sort of thing, but it's more that Pluto digs up the past. Capricorns, you know, when we come in, you know, the previous sign was Sag. They were so freedom loving to travel all around the world, go off on journeys, be a pirate, be a gypsy, go and sit in a cave and meditate, study philosophy, blah, blah, blah. And then you end up in Capricorn. Bang, here's all the responsibility, mate. You know, so as young Capricorns, we want to resist that responsibility. We want to, you know, the more Aquarius you've got in your chart, the more rebellious you're going to be. The more Uranus energy you've got in your chart, the more rebellious. But, you know, Capricorn's going to hit some walls, and it feels like karma, and it feels like that is a hard thing, and it takes whatever it takes for that individual soul incarnated as a Capricorn, Saturn ruled Capricorn. You know, you've got to get through some karma. You've got to get through the karma, and you will, because you've got that strength. You've got that consistence. See, the other thing with Capricorns, I know I said I'm finishing, is they get up off the horse. So, you know, if they get smashed up against that wall, out of all of the signs, they're pretty good at dusting themselves off and getting back up. Now, why is that? Because they're ascending all the time, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And it can be debilitating for a Capricorn if they're self-sabotagers, because they will sabotage themselves to fall on the ground because they know how good they are to get back up. So that's something that Capricorns need to reflect upon. Am I sabotaging myself here so I can start again? The whole idea is success. That's a key word, success. So sabotaging gets in our way, young and old Capricorns. All right, I think that's it. I hope there's still people here at the end of this video. Drop me a comment. Thank you so much. I love it. I love it. I feel so good. And happy birthday, Capricorns, again. Yeah, I haven't had mine yet. It's coming. Not long. Less than a week. All right. Namaste to you all. And I'll see you soon. I promise you.